icon, though. They're going to know that you might have mods.
They don't know it's me, though, do they?
Well, that's true.
And I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm not going to say a word.
Okay.
So we're not going to speak at all, then.
Okay.
Which, after today's little incident... Oh, dear. Do you think I was out of control with... not out of control. Do you think I was wrong about the way I reacted to the cowball this morning?
I don't think you should have said a word about his daughter, but that's just
No,
because
I did that purposely, though.
That's just because he's hypersensitive about his daughter.
That's why I said it. That's why I did it. Because he was trying to get a rise out of me by giggling along with. So if he wants to play that game, I can play that game too.
Yeah. Well.
I mean, all I said was the truth. I didn't say anything. I didn't go, you're a crazy fuck, and I'm sure you fucked your daughter. I didn't say anything like that. I just said, you know what? If your daughter's going to grow up with a misogynist for a father, I feel sorry for her, and I genuinely, actually mean that. I'm not trying to be. Oh, Helena's gone.
Where'd she go?
Don't know. She had to go and get her kids, I think.
Oh, there she is again.
Okay.
Oh, someone created a new one?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, thanks, Annabelle.
Hey,
oh my god.
Oh shit! Don't say anything. Say.
It's the race baiter. Hello, race baiter.
Oh, jeez. Why is it 31 Cucks? Is that for like Baskin Robbins or something?
31 flavors of Cucks.
This is the Cucks hangout, right?
Well, you should know. You followed the Cuck signal.
Actually, I am a bit of a cuck. I don't know if I ever told you guys that, but it wasn't relevant, I guess.
Please don't tell us any more about yourself than is necessary. Hello, Dee.
Hello, darling.
Hello.
How's you?
How's your luxury condo in Skegness, then?
Oh, it's fine, thank you. Not fallen into the sea yet.
That's excellent.
Annabelle, you're gonna have to teach me how to set one of these up. I have no clue how.
Don't say my name.
Did you just call me? Oh.
Oh, sorry. Don't say your name. Okay.
Just checking. Again. Stop. What makes a change? I've also been confused with teachers.
All right. No, I'm not. Oh, sorry about that. Didn't know that rule.
Alexander needs broadcasting, I think.
Are you breaking the rules, Ermine? Kick her out.
Yeah.
You know, I don't feel right in this. I don't feel right in this hangout unless I've got some fucking insane Filipino screaming at me about supply side economics.
What on earth was that about? Can I broadcast Alexandria?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Your mod should be able to.
She is known to us.
Yes, she is.
Some must be able to broadcast because I was broadcast when I came in. So.
Gus, that was absolutely unreal. The guy was off his rocker.
Yeah.
Is that like
he's one of those guys that he studied economics for a couple of years and decided that economics was the formula for all life. So when people don't see that, these guys flip the fuck out. Like some of them flip out a little bit, some of them flip out a lot, but eventually they just lose their shit.
I mean, I was just like, and he kept repeating the same things over as if it was fact. Like, chill out, let's have a discussion about it.
He seems like a fairly run-of-the-mill.
Echo.
Where's the echo coming from?
Coming from Tyson, because Tyson's here on a phone.
Oh, okay.
Are you talking
Don't
about
worry,
like
I have a mute button.
Then please use it. But I briefly looked in on the other hangout and there was some guy, I think his name was Ego, something or other. He was talking so fast, I've got no idea what he was talking about.
Have you not noticed that they all talk really fast, like 100 miles an hour? It's hilarious.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
Yes,
yeah.
Tom Tom. We can hear you. We can hear
It
you,
could
Tom
just be
Tom. Welcome.
nervousness. Like they might not spend very much time in Google Hangouts or something like that.
No, they might just think that they're right about everything and that must get every single word out just to teach you a lesson.
Well, I would agree that his opinion on banishing patents doesn't make sense. I think R&D costs wouldn't be sustainable if he banned patents.
It's like, what are they? Are they
He
giving?
wants to ban patents.
Are they giving free pussy to anybody in college? In college who fucking trumps the fucking free market or what? Like, I don't understand. Like, you know, as much as I was told I had religious thinking. I mean, this guy was like, oh, free market, free market. I mean, tell me that's not a fucking religion.
I was a little bit disappointed when he said, well, does anybody here know anything about economics? Now imagine two people on an island. Really?
Oh, it's Psycho! Nasty!
Psycho.
There you
The
go.
free
sweetheart.
market is good in concept. It's just not
Shut up,
very
Iron. Shut up,
Same like
Iron. Shut up,
communism.
Iron. Iron, be quiet. You're the least important person in the room right now. It's quiet.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. This is the Cucks hangout. We have to defer to the black man.
No, we have to defer to the most intelligent people in the room, and that wouldn't be fucking you for starters. Be quiet.
God, I would love to.
We have
God,
to bow to Annabelle in this one.
Oh, yes, you do.
I would love to lock Iron in a room with Psycho and just.
So would I, and I want to watch.
Drop a baseball.
That's not fair.
Drop a baseball bat through a hole in the ceiling and fucking shut the hole in the ceiling and wait for the shaking of the walls to stop.
Well, what do you think would happen? Like, what is that supposed to imply?
I think you'd open your mouth with one of your race baiting fucking so-called race realist truths, and eventually Psycho would lose his mind and make a popsicle out of you with that baseball bat. That's what I think would fucking happen.
You think so lowly of Psycho that I would say weird, and you would default to some kind of animalistic frenzy of violence.
Iron, stop talking over people.
And no, I don't think Psycho is a savage. I think he's perfectly capable of fucking controlling himself. Part of this is my fantasy, but you know, the other part of it is that the fact is that you talk that way around black people in the real world, sooner or later you will get your fucking head broke. I know.
You can say that about anything, Gus.
There is no way that Iron would even get close to opening his mouth. He'd be too busy wetting himself in the corner.
I've talked to black people about white nationalism. They don't have a problem with it.
I bet you've talked to black people the way you do on here. Like fuck you have.
About white nationalism? I don't think. I don't. You know. No.
They were immigrants, so they were already happy that we had extended them the invitation to come to our country, and then so they recognized that if we wanted to set a section aside for us, that would make sense.
And yeah, that's right. They were so thankful that they were allowed to come to our country that they were willing to put up with your 30-minute fucking tract of bullshit.
They probably just like the idea of being segregated from you personally.
Yeah, well, that might be the case. But I mean, when you talk to immigrants from Africa, they're so very happy to be in North America that they're not worried about you saying, "Oh, I would like to have a certain area to myself and my people." They think that's great. They're just happy to be here.
I'm sure the people that have just arrived will probably be happy to just go along with your myopic backward thinking. You tell that to someone that was born in America, that you prefer it if they went and lived in another place so that you could live your nice little white utopia. Give that a try.
Well, that would not be something I've advocated for. I've never said that we should deport African Americans or relocate African Americans outside of a mutual relocation between whites and blacks and what have you.
Well, the problem is that there's no such thing as a mutual relocation because no one else but you fuckwits, no one else except you fuckwits wants a white utopia.
No, that's not true. There's lots of black nationalists.
No, lots. There are some, but the average black person does not want to live away from the rest of the society in a bubble.
Tiny bubble.
I don't get why you're so desperate to be. I mean, you're boring enough as it is. Can you imagine having to spend the rest of your life with people just like you?
I don't mind being called boring. It's not my life goal to be interesting or exciting.
And
that means you've succeeded. Oh boy, howdy.
Really.
I like being boring. I like
Congratulations, Congratulations, you've finally done something with your life. You are boring.
Yeah, but I think
Well,
boring is like you have a job, you take your kids to the park for a picnic, like that's boring and that's what I like.
Yeah, it is. It
I
is
don't need
boring.
to have
If you
some
do
sort
that,
of exciting Libya-style adventure. Like I can live with having a boring life.
Libya style?
I don't actually understand why you people are so obsessed about if somebody is boring or if it's really exciting. I mean,
But
if
but
the
not
person
but not
likes
obsessed about.
those.
Don't worry about it. Everything's wonderful.
What do you mean, you
No.
people? I don't mind boring people. I'm pretty boring myself.
Okay, then you're excluded.
You know,
If you don't feel
careful.
addressed, if you don't feel addressed, then don't feel
Then
addressed.
if you don't
Just,
if you don't feel
the
if you
new
don't
people,
feel
I want to clarify.
No, but
if
the notion of oh you're boring is being brought up very often. So, what do you mean by that? Should I paraglide every day and jump off from glaciers and I
absolutely.
mean yeah,
I think
absolutely
I
because
think it usually
you like to
translates.
increase the risk of me dying in all these hazardous kind of
You know
tasks
what you should try?
performing
You know what you should
because
try
then you
first in
would get rid of
paragliding?
me.
Try it
No,
without the
I'm not
paraglider.
doing
See
that.
how that works for you.
Yeah, I
In
guess
a lot
that
of
would
cases,
be.
what it means is you don't interest me in what you're saying. What
Yeah.
but the correct term should probably be a lot of the time. I'm not saying necessarily in this case, but it's that what you say I find boring, not
What
that
you
Yeah,
say?
but then the question is,
tired. So,
how much do I care?
well, if you're
Yeah,
like me, you don't give a monkeys.
yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it's
How
not.
much does?
I wouldn't say it's how much you care. It's what is that supposed to indicate? Like, are you supposed to correct the fact that you're boring and go do something else, or what are you trying to
Yeah,
say?
exactly. I mean,
Like, you're
you
boring.
can.
You're not having unprotected sex in a seedy club somewhere with a bunch of strangers. Like, oh well, sorry. What do you want? I'm not gonna go do that. I guess I'm boring. That's life.
Well, no,
Yeah,
you're
I
not
don't
boring.
think you
Like
have to
on
do that
club
to be
nights. We know
interesting.
that.
the thing is, you can do all kinds of stuff that a certain group of people find very interesting, but another certain group of people will find really boring. And you can't.
Yeah.
You can change your behavior, but then you will just in effect, you will just change the groups of people that find you boring and the groups of people that find you interesting. Some people will switch their positions. They will say, "Oh, now this person is not boring anymore. He's actually interesting." And other people will say, "Oh, this person was interesting, but now he's boring." So what? What's the end goal here? You do what you like.
And I like what you do.
I yeah. Well, yeah.
Sorry.
In the end. I guess. Well, I guess it would be really strange if you are a person who just wants to satisfy other people's interest in you about feeling that you are interesting, then you are a boring person because you do maybe actually do stuff that you don't like just to please other people.
Okay, okay. You're thinking this to death now. Stop.
Yeah. I mean, I find some people boring because I don't know what the heck they're talking. It doesn't mean they actually are boring. It's just that I find them boring. So I'm like,
No, but
hey,
you are supposed to. That's my
Okay, okay,
that's my
okay.
opinion.
I am
You're
really boring
supposed
though. I drink hot
you're
water and
supposed
read books and play war games and all kinds of crap.
Hee-hoo,
you're supposed to do what you like,
hee-hoo,
what you prefer to do.
hee-hoo. Come on, yodel with me. Hee-hoo,
No, I hear that too often here. Oh boy. Oh, I guess Canadians crave that.
Can you
Hey,
guys hear me?
there are no
Yeah, we hear
Alps.
you.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
There
I'm
are
like,
no Alps in Canada.
Tom
There
Tom.
are not
Tom
enough
Tom.
Switzerland people and
Shut up a
Austrian
minute.
people.
Oh my
Can
gosh.
somebody please mute him?
What are you on, Tom Tom? What are you on?
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can
I
hear
can
Right,
hear
you.
can you,
you.
no,
Yeah,
wait a
I
minute,
can
wait
hear
a
you.
minute, wait a minute. Can you
I
Yes.
can
see?
hear
Am I
you.
in? I'm everything's. I just want to make sure that we're not going to lose the broadcast. That's all.
We see your little square.
Yeah,
Everything's
we
fine.
Right.
good.
Okay. Carry on whining, Tom Tom.
You can be heard.
Tom, are you a Christian?
No, I'm not a Christian.
Oh, I was going to ask you if you're a Mennonite or not, but okay.
Wait. What suggested to you that I was possibly?
Annabelle was saying before that you were agreeing with Jacob. I didn't know if that was true or not.
That's something that Annabelle suggested, which I have no idea how to
Okay, well, it doesn't really matter. I was just
maybe
curious.
you should really, Gus, you should maybe consider moving to some of these parts of Austria where nobody else wants to move. They would welcome you.
Are you suggesting segregation?
Open arms. No, it's not segregation. It's
Just teasing you, darling.
I'm suggesting more happiness for Gus. You know, there would be a community that would accept him with open arms because he's
the Austria where all the yodelers be.
yeah, he's yodeling like a.
They taught me to yodel with that delight.
Man.
Should we segregate the boring people from the entertaining people?
No,
Yeah.
but I think we should segregate the yodelers from the non-yodelers.
Psycho, the problem is, right? Psycho, the problem is that the two most boring people in this hangout are entertaining us at the moment for the wrong reasons, but we wouldn't be left with anyone else to laugh at.
Well, the real problem is that boring people are typically more industrious than exciting people.
Really? What is it? No. What is it? What is it? No, wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute. What exactly is it that you do that's industrious again?
Wait, nobody questions.
I research these topics more exhaustively than most people do.
Tom, be quiet. Go ahead, Ian.
I said that I think I research these topics more exhaustively than the exciting people here. Quote unquote exciting.
So hang on a sec. So you think that by sitting on the internet all day crying about white people, black people, is industrious? Do you?
Well, I think pursuing the facts is industrious.
Yeah, and how does that help society in any way, shape, or form?
Well, I think once you know the facts, then you can make actual decisions on how best to resolve different problems. So I think that's advantageous.
What problems do you need personally, and what problems do you need to resolve personally?
I think, you mean personally or for my country?
Well, you know, all this industrious work that you're doing to solve problems, what is it you're going to solve?
Well, I think we can resolve problems like the TPP, NAFTA, anti-nationalist.
And how are you going to do that? Sitting at home on the computer screaming about black people?
Well, you build up a public speaking skill, and then you build up a number of viewers
no
that are watching
offense,
you.
but you're going to struggle with that one because you sound like, you know, you're half dead most of the time.
Well, my manner of speaking, the emotion that I use, and that kind of thing isn't really a problem for me.
Well, no, it would be in public speaking because you'd send everyone to sleep.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I would.
It kind of is when you've got an audience.
There's nothing wrong with sending people to sleep.
It kind of is when you've got an audience in front of you and they've all gone to sleep because your voice is so boring.
Well, no, the purpose of my public speaking isn't to entertain people. It's to actually go through the arguments and look at the facts.
I'm pretty sure I know what public speaking is. And my point is that if you haven't got a voice that is charismatic or appealing or loud enough to get to the back of the the room, then you're fucked. There's no point. You might as well give up.
Well, that depends on what you're speaking about, right? Like there are topics that I get emotionally charged about, but they're far and few between.
Iron, the more boring the subject, the more you have to have an entertaining voice.
And they won't invite you back if you're boring. You won't get the chance to get on that stage.
We were never being
Well, we'll see how it
boring.
goes, right? Like, you can make that accusation.
In the meantime, you spend your days sitting on the computer telling women that they aren't good enough because they can't have children. You do that. I'm sure it'll go down really well in your political career when all the videos of you in the past come out.
Yeah, I believe there are different pillars of a human being that indicate how good they are.
Pillar of a human being.
Aspects.
So he's talking about his penis.
How you would measure somebody's overall success in life would be.
He's measuring.
You can't have many then. You're a bit slow on the pillar count then.
We gotta broadcast Fabio.
Oh, sorry.
We gotta broadcast Fabio.
How do you measure people? I'm curious from your perspective.
I measure people on how kind they are, how compassionate they are, how well read they are, how much fun they are, how much they make me laugh. I certainly don't look and think, oh, how many kids have they had? Sorry, I've got to bear with me a second. How many kids have they had? Have they got a whole lineage of children running behind them? Because that's impressive. The fact that they're boring as fuck or violent or angry people is irrelevant because they've got kids.
Well, you're strong, man.
Buongiorno Fabio Andriazzi. La 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 la. There we go.
I've already said many times that I don't like having children.
I had to say hello. I had to say hello to Fabio.
Shut up, Ian. Yes.
No.
I thought you said you were going to have a little nap while you were.
No, I didn't say that. I said I was tired, but I got my second wind, and I used it to sing to Fabio.
Jeez.
And Fabio's smiling. You see, Fabio's smiling now.
Because I'm drinking. Because, yeah.
Okay, well, fine.
Can I ask you a question about the female experience?
The female
I
experience.
thought you knew all about the female. I mean, you know everything, so why do you need to ask me anything?
Well, I only know it from my side of the fence, not your side of the fence.
So what side of the female fence are you on then?
Well, I can observe as an outsider, as a male, and I can make
Right,
conclusions whatnot, but I'm asking you from the female perspective.
You don't know everything, do you?
No, I've never claimed to know
no
everything.
woman ever.
Yeah, you kind of do, but anyway, carry on.
Hey, after you're finished flaying the skin off of Iron's back one strip at a time, can we talk to Heretic about the train crash he had yesterday in a hangout?
Sorry.
Really?
No, don't start. I want to know what Iron's got to ask me, then yes.
Well, I just wanted to know how much you value motherhood and having children as a woman, from the female perspective.
Okay, how much I value it for myself or for women as a whole?
For women as a whole.
I think it's a fantastic thing. I think it's a wonderful thing, and I think it's I've watched so many of my friends bring their children up over the last few years, and I've enjoyed every second of it. Next.
And then for yourself personally, you view it as less, or what?
I'm not capable of having children.
Is that something that's happened now, or has that always been the case, if you don't mind me asking?
It's always been the case.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, don't be sorry. It was a decision. It was a decision that I made. It wasn't a biological thing that's a problem with my. Because no doubt you'll throw that in my face in another hangout about how my body's not capable of having children, therefore I'm worthless. No, I made a decision way back when I was in my 20s, going through a lot of stuff, that I wasn't capable of having children. I wasn't competent enough. I hadn't got the finances. Maybe you should have thought of that at the time when you were producing children.
Well, Annabelle, people didn't have the finances for tens of thousands of years, and they still had children. I think that's largely irrelevant.
No, it isn't. Not in the 21st century. It's not. How would you raise a child? Hey, how would you raise How would you raise a child in the 21st century without any money, idiot?
The same way people did it before they had money.
What, they lived in caves?
I mean, if I had to live in a cave, I guess that's what I would be forced to do.
So you'd put your children through that. Put your children through no food, living in a cave, no heating, no hot water, chances of disease, just because you want to have kids.
No, obviously I would find other human beings and I would offer them my services.
All right, so you'd have to rely on help then, is that what you're saying?
Everybody relies on help. That's how
No,
the
they don't.
economic system
No, they
works.
don't. You might do. I know you're used to putting your hand out, but there's plenty that aren't.
I don't know what you mean by that.
I mean the fact that the state are bringing your kids up for you.
No, I mean, I work in the service industry, right? So I rely on other people paying for my services. Like, if they decided they didn't want to pay for services
Oh,
anymore,
you're
I'd have
such
to
an
figure
idiot.
something else out.
How do you go from living in a cave to the fact that you work at McDonald's?
I don't work at McDonald's, that's fine. But that's how economics works, right? Like, you were in a cave.
I'm not talking about
you go and
economics.
find
I'm
other
not
people.
talking about. I'm not even really talking about cavemen. I'm pointing out that without financial support, it's virtually impossible to bring children up. No matter how many places, no matter how many jumps out of to the 21st century you want to make back, to 10,000 years ago, and no matter how many excuses you want to make, the fact is that without financial support, there is no way you can bring your children up. There's so many things you need to buy children. So many things children need these days. It would be virtually impossible.
That's a misconception.
What? So children don't need food then?
No, of course children need food, but it's not as expensive as you're making it sound.
Stop being ridiculous. Stop talking over me. They don't need food. They don't need a house to live in. They don't need a car to take them to school, or they don't need school uniform to go to school. They don't need packed lunches. They don't need a computer so they can do their homework. They don't need a TV so they can have a little bit of enjoyment in this terrible life that you brought them into. No, they don't need any of that, do they?
All of that stuff is very cheap. I don't know what you're saying.
What? I don't know where you live, but it's not cheap where I live. How much does a house cost where you live? How much does a house cost where you live?
Owning a house, almost very few people my age or within a decade or so of me actually own their own homes now.
I asked you how much does a house cost?
To rent, it's anywhere from $800 to I don't know, like thousands of dollars.
My point. So there you go. That's $800 a month you've got to find, and that's on the cheap side. You've got to find rooms for your kids to stay in as well. Where are you going to get that £800 from?
You have a job, typically.
Who's going to look after your kids?
It depends on their age.
Well, clearly, children need taking care of, irrespective of whether you've got a job or not. Someone needs to take care of them when they finish school. Someone needs to take care of them at the weekends.
Yeah, usually their other parent does that.
Right, what happens if they haven't got another parent? Maybe that parent's died.
Typically they rely on family, like grandparents.
What if there's no family around?
Okay, well, if you have no family, then it's going to be more difficult. You have to rely on caregiving services like daycares and whatnot.
And how do you pay for that? No money.
With your job that you have.
But you haven't got enough money for daycare because all you've got is enough money to pay the rent.
We have a variety of social services that people can access if they're in that situation.
So you'd put your hand out, would you? What a surprise!
Well, I'm not opposed to social programs.
I just run through the whole thing with you to prove to you that you need money, and every time you turn a corner, you need money to pay for something. And you just said that you didn't, and I've just proved you wrong. So let's just put you back in the corner where you belong, and let's talk to Heretic, who's far more interesting. Heretic, what was it that you were gonna? Somebody asked you something about what you'd said.
No, he had a hangout yesterday that turned into a fucking train wreck. I was just it wasn't his fault. It wasn't his fault. It's just that he kind of went, oh, let's invite Matthew Bell.
It was epic. At times it was really epic. Wow.
Actually, I provided the tracks, and you and Matthew decided to put your Tonka toys.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You're going to blame me for that? I don't think so.
I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was absolutely brilliant, because it showed. I felt that it showed the exact reasons why we have lost so many people, and it showed that I think that my original stuff in the in the wording, the context that I gave to it was probably a bit out of line. I got a feeling that some of the theists that are in the G+ community cause a lot of the problems for the other theists in the G+ community. I
think, like any complex situation, I think the reasons for what you were talking about are complex. Yeah. And I think they often have a number of of causes and determinants and that sort of thing, and you know, it's sometimes it's just as simple as it's summertime and people want to go outside because it's nice. Really.
So what happened? I mean, you know, with Matt Bell's, did he do his usual stick, or was it?
Yeah, you know, because you're all stupid, and also.
Sorry, everybody. Sorry.
Gus, it was a bit worse than that. It wasn't you're all stupid. It was Gus is stupid. Gus is this. Gus is that. He is the type of standard of idiot that we have to deal with. I mean, he was being a complete tosser. But I felt it was really important to show that. So I did let him go.
No.
I did let him go on and keep on going. Hello, Dee.
Hello.
Matt
Well,
Bell
it's one
doesn't
of
seem like the smartest guy in the world.
Yeah, Matt's just put something else up on his channel, which is about philosophical atheism, and he says, whenever there's an atheist and a theist in a debate, the responsibility and the burden of responsibility of the atheist is to deny every god, and he says that's a huge burden. And I've just responded to him that I said that's absolutely ridiculous, because the theist that you're talking to also denies every one of those other gods other than the one that they believe in. Of course, as long as they're not a polytheist, of course. So he's coming back accusing me of various other things now as well. Like don't you follow what the technical term that's been defined for philosophical atheism is, that everybody on G+ agrees? And I said, well, just call me a fucking heretic. Why not? I think the argument, if a theist wants to go down the route of telling an atheist that they have to justify their disbelief in all gods, the atheist has every right to turn that back on them and ask them to justify their disbelief in all gods, while even more justifying why their god in particular must be the only one. And I think that is a burden that is much too hard for any theist to be able to shoulder. I don't think they're able to do that at all. They can talk about their god and just keep it on that particular aspect. But if they want to justify why their god is much more likely and they can deny all others, I think they're getting themselves into a right world of pain.
I started watching, I think it was Skylar's Hangout the other day. There was...
What are you doing going to Skylar's Hangout, Dee?
No, I was just watching it. It was about 2 in the morning.
I'm surprised, that's all.
Was that last night?
No, I was just... yeah. Oh my god, there was Fiona, Matt Bell, and Tess. I don't know what his name is.
Oh, Tess. Oh god, he's a nightmare. He's drunk. Yeah, he drives me.
Yeah.
I can't watch a hangout with him in, because it's just a load of belligerent. I mean, I'm sure that when he's sober that he probably makes some quite valid points, but because he's just so belligerent, it's pointless.
Did he get kicked out of that one? Because because he ended up in Nephilim.
Basically.
He ended up in Nephilim.
Is this an overflow room right now, or?
No, we had.
This is for Cucks only.
Nadia asked me to set up a hangout, and Ludwig went and set one up as well. So don't know why.
Right. So all the cool people are in here anyway.
I may have to unbroadcast you, Gus, if you continue to mock the owner of this prestigious site.
Yeah. Okay. Do what you gotta do.
How are you, Psycho? I've not heard from you in a while.
Yeah, what's going on?
Psycho, did you see my meltdown with Jason Coulball earlier? No, Jason Coulball, the Calvinist that's been sitting in.
Jacob.
Sorry, Jacob. I keep calling him Jason.
Oh, Jacob. Jacob.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, because I was having to deal with Iron being a child, and I came in to have a go at him, and Jason decided to mock and laugh at me. So I gave him a taste of his own medicine, and he completely lost it with me. And then I went on to say that I've had enough of all the fucking racists around here, and promptly burst into tears.
It was really funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if the funny is the right word, but
Hysterical might be more accurate.
I wasn't hysterical. I hardly made any noise at all. I was just emotional. So stop being an exaggerating little prick.
Is it just me, or is some people's voices breaking up?
It's
Well,
just the emotion that's coming out.
I can hear all of you clearly.
No, I think when Simon spoke and when Annabelle was speaking, I got a distortion. I didn't know if it was just me or... But then Heretic just spoke and it was fine, so I don't know.
I'm talking again, Dee. Was that better now?
No, not to me, I don't...
No, we can hear you.
All right, very funny, Heretic.
See, it's just you. I would refresh.
I'm not having any misogyny in here, just so you know, none at all whatsoever. No toleration for it today at all. I've had too much. I've had a ton of it already. So just warning everybody.
You keep your emotional shite going, you.
I don't have a problem being accused of being emotional at all. It doesn't bother me in the slightest. I'd rather be an emotional than a dead, empty vessel. It's only an automaton that only spews statistics all the time. Can you imagine?
Say automaton again.
No, I can't do it. How do you say it? Autonomum. Autonomum.
Autonomum.
Is that what it is? Autonomum.
Autonomon. No, I don't know what it is.
Anyway, you know what I mean.
Automatron. There you go.
There's so many of these 4chaners. They're just literally, and they, like I say, they talk like at 500 miles an hour. It's like they've read something. Basically, they're very good. They've been at university, so they're used to having to take in tons of information, and so they're still doing it on the internet and then spewing it out at us like a out of control.
The problem is they don't have any life experience.
No, that is the biggest problem.
Everybody will tell you about, like, going into your first real corporate job. They don't give a shit what you learned in school. Nobody does.
Rizla! At last, my little Riz. My little Riz.
I was telling you guys for a long time that there's a clear distinction between myself and the other 4chaners, which I think is
not really.
I don't think so.
No, you just don't talk as fast. Your voice is just more monotone and boring.
Well, a difference in the way that we present ourselves, I guess I would say.
No, not really.
Riz, you want me to kick you?
Yeah, he wants to. He's playing a little game. You really want? Hey, I'm in charge here, Ermine. He really wants me to. He really wants. Sorry, can help. He really wants to be seen. You want me to actually chuck you, Riz? Oh, he wants to. Oh, right. Okay, I get it. Right. Okay, bear with me a second. I'm not sure how to do that, Riz. So you have to bear with me. How do you give someone a spanner in chat, Ermine?
I don't know.
Don't do it.
No, I want to give it to Riz. Of all people, I want Riz to have the bloody spanner. Come on, guys. Tell me how I give someone a spanner in chat.
We can't kick him anyway.
No, I just want to know how to give him a spanner. How do I give him a spanner?
Don't ask me. I've never had a spanner.
You gotta do it from the live chat. You gotta do it from. You can't do it in here.
So I've got to go in the live chat and do it. How do you give some mods to somebody in the live chat though?
Let me see if I can do it.
Yeah, you try.
Same way you boot them or kick them or whatever. Same process. You know, you'll see it.
Yeah, but I see. Right, so I need to go into the.
If I go to
What do you mean, hurry the fuck up? Where are you going? Ow, 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 ow.
I have no idea who Rizzle is. Is Rizzle coming in the Hangouts?
Yeah, you just be glad you don't have any idea who he is. You think I'm bad? Wait till you meet him.
Yeah.
I've seen him in the side chat. I just don't know like what the history is with this individual.
Yeah.
Individual.
Yeah.
Why would you call someone an individual?
Why wouldn't you call someone an individual?
Yeah.
Because it's so cold and empty and just lifeless.
Cold and empty. Yeah.
Oh, honestly, you are going to get me unbroadcast in a minute. I'm just warning you.
Rolling with an
Yeah, the bad dog's gonna get hit by the newspaper.
This is annoying me now. Why can't there must be
I figured out how to do it. I just need to get Riz's
Your mom figured out how to do it.
Tell me how you do it.
Comment the live chat. Comment the live chat, Rizzy, so they can
Go
find
to
it.
the live chat. Just stop, everyone. Click the 3 buttons on the right-hand side. Click Add Moderator, and then type in Riz's name. So I just gotta get the profile.
You have to come out of the Hang Manager and then go into it as though you're in it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, just let him comment, and then you can do it from there.
And of course, I can't find any of the videos that are up. This is I fucking have a headache with YouTube. Excuse my language.
I'm actually.
Well, no, hang on a sec. He's changed his mind because he's worried it might fuck up his superpower.
Oh, okay.
So what do you want, Riz? Do you want it or not, Riz?
It'd be funny if it fuck up his shit.
Oh, bless him. He can't make his mind up. He can't work out whether. Oh no.
It might fuck it up, Riz. You're right.
He wants to be spanner. You want a spanner? It's more important for him to have a spanner. Bless him.
Oh hell.
Simon, what the fuck do you want?
I'm lost. I have no idea. What you guys
Am I not invited to the misogyny party?
Misogyny party. You're gonna get it, you. Don't fucking provoke Annabelle. You're gonna get it.
The Iron Fist has been weighed down. I'm actually really surprised to see Annabelle so soon. I'm glad.
No, I'm being incredibly weak and pathetic and doing a Shamos basically, and who was the other one? Who else?
I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna quit forever.
Yeah.
Actually, there is a strain of feminist thought that says that it is misogynistic not to be a cut.
Quiet.
I give up.
I'll try it. What do you need to do? Tell me what I need to do because I want to give him a spanner.
Okay. All I'm trying to do is get the link. Okay, so what you do is go to the YouTube watch, okay? There's 3 dots on the bottom of, like, where it says say something, and right next to the smiley face, you click on those 3 dots and say add/remove moderators.
Yeah.
And then you add his YouTube ID.
Right, okay. You guys carry on while I'm trying to do this.
Yeah, so the idea seems to be that a cuckold allows their partner to effectively sub in as like a dildo or something to that effect. And so if you deny your female partner access to that individual being used as a sex tool, then that indicates possessive and misogynistic and that sort of thing.
Did anyone else understand what he said?
No, he got muted.
It's an interesting theory. I don't.
Yeah, interesting to you
for obvious
maybe.
reasons, but well, yeah, I imagine it would be interesting to feminists or anti-feminists.
Well, there's no anti-feminist. Well, I'm not sure about that, but I don't think there's any female anti-feminists in this room at the moment.
Oh, thank God! I can't stand that one.
Let's not talk about her. Isn't it enough that we have to listen to her for hours on end every day?
It is. You're right.
Are you talking about the definition of cook?
Cuck, not cook.
Cuckold. I thought it was.
Cook. You're talking about the definition of cook.
Hey, shut up, Essex girl. Right, hey, I had to look it up earlier on because I didn't know what the bloody hell it was. The Urban Dictionary has it as short for cookservative, which is basically a derogatory term, whereas there is the other definition, which is to do with cuckold.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's what it sort of means, doesn't it?
It's not an urban word. It's actually, I've got like a fucking 10-year-old Holland Cobble dictionary here, and it's in that, which is strange.
It's just a word
Yeah,
that
it's an old
these little
idea.
millennials throw about, like keck and edgelord and what's the virtue signalling. It's a load of bollocks.
Well, no, virtue signaling is an actually academically recognized sort of
Yes, I'm sure.
thing
The
that
pity
goes
is the
around in
people that
media.
are using it. The pity is the people that use it are not academic at all. So that's the problem.
In the Urban Dictionary, the second definition of cook, cack, cook, whatever you want, however you want to pronounce it, is a demasculated millennial liberal male who often speaks of white privilege and modern feminism, blames white men for all of the world's problems.
Yeah, like G. Whistler, for example.
Oh, leave G alone. I tell you what, I'll tell you something about G. He's a far more intelligent, much more entertaining, incredibly funny guy in comparison to you. You can call him all you like.
I would be insulted if that wasn't just like a laundry list of adjectives that you'd apply to anybody who disagrees with me.
No, actually, it's not. Actually, it's not a laundry list. It's actually what he is. And I know you find that really hard to deal with, and you come out with this stupid comment about me saying it because I don't like you. I'm just telling you what he is. You may not like him.
No, but you did the same thing with Gus. Yesterday you hated him, and then today when he agrees with you, you like him.
And that's why you can't cope with it, because you know damn well that he's more intelligent and funnier than you.
No, you're doing the same thing with Gus, right? So like you got all mad at him. He was a traitor to you, no longer a friend.
You know what, isn't it strange? You know what it is, Ian? It's because people like people. I know you don't like anyone, and you've got no respect for anyone, and you're terrified of anybody with brown skin. But when people like each other, they compliment each other. They don't spend their days trying to outwit and trying to tell people how they've got no point in life because they don't have kids. Maybe if you were a nice person, a decent human being, you wouldn't get people telling you that you're an idiot every 10 minutes.
I've got another definition.
That's all there is to it, really. He's just a beta orbiter, and he stepped out of line, so you had to knock him back into his place.
I've got another definition.
What are you talking about? Hang on a sec,
I'm
Heretic.
talking about Gus being a beta orbiter to you, and how you used to...
Why can't you just speak fucking... Just try and speak English. Because
okay, I'll make it very simple.
Just speak normal English.
All right, I'll speak normally. Gus was your friend that you put in a...
They need to be broadcasted. Gus and Dee had not broadcasted.
He stepped out of line, and he stopped towing the party line, so to speak. So you had to knock him back into place by getting mad at him.
Right, shall I tell you what actually happened instead of what you've thought up in your little head?
Sure, go ahead.
Hang on a second. Just who else needs broadcasting? Gus, sorry.
Oh.
Right, bear me a second. Gus and I have been friends for a long time. In fact, we're more than just friends. There's a lot more to us than just a couple of people that chat to each other on the internet. You wouldn't understand that because you don't have any friends.
Well, I imagine he must
I haven't finished yet.
Go on.
And if you continue to interrupt, you are going to go. So that's your first warning. So Gus and I have got a very interesting relationship for various reasons, okay? And we are very, very emotional, both of us, and very passionate, both of us. And what's been going on over the last 3 weeks has really upset me, as you will know, because you've reveled in it and it's given you a massive kick, because you love it when people are unhappy. So,
guilty as charged.
Who do I need to broadcast?
Gus.
Oh, I thought I'd already done it. Sorry, I apologise. There you go. Right. So, and I had a go at Gus a couple of nights ago, as you know, because it was discussed in the Hangout, and I was upset. Yeah, absolutely. I'm really upset about what's been going on, and I still am upset about what's been going on. And so we had an argument. Do you know what? Because we are such good friends, we put it behind us, and it's got nothing to no mind games going on. There's no me protecting him or. And what did you say? Orbiting his, I don't know what.
No, I said he's a beta orbiter, right? So he's in the
beta orbiter. He's the least beta in the whole fucking community.
I disagree.
Well, of course you do, because all you've got is your keyboard and your screen. You don't even show your face half the time.
Do you or do you not have Gus in the friend zone?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
All right. No, Annabelle.
Go on then. You have him. Go on.
First, what are you talking about? The friend zone. The friend zone is a categorization that doesn't apply to actual friends. She's my friend. She's my friend.
That's what people in the friend zone typically think.
No, it's not. Okay, you know what? Now you're just fucking around. Now you're just fucking around.
I'm not fucking around.
Now you're just fucking around. So you don't get to talk anymore. That's it. You're done.
I asked Annabelle a straight question.
No, you didn't ask Annabelle a straight question.
I asked her if she
You never ask a straight question. All of your questions are loaded, and you know it. We're not that stupid.
Listen, can you just?
No.
Is he in the friend zone or not?
No.
If you think I'm going to stop him, think again.
There is no such thing.
Annabelle, not you.
There is no such thing as the friend zone amongst
That's what everyone
friends.
in the friend zone.
Yeah, that's nice. That's like saying I'm not crazy. Well, a crazy person would say that. So I'm fucked either way. I'm sorry. You don't get to redefine this. She's my friend.
Do you have?
Shut up. She's my friend.
Do you have romantic interest? Yes or no?
She's my friend.
That's not what I asked.
What that means? She's my friend.
Do you have romantic interest in
She's
Annabelle
my friend. That's all.
Is that a no?
What are you, Beth?
She's my friend.
Is that a no?
Are you? Yes, it is a no. It's a no.
Now he shuts up.
One day, when he leaves his basement and he puts on some clean underpants, he might meet somebody that wants to be his friend, and he'll understand what we're talking about. Currently, his friend is his keyboard and his computer screen and a bunch of fucking crazy people that he's never met in his life on the internet.
The way you described your relationship didn't sound as if he had no romantic feelings towards you.
Well, you know what? This is Iron. This is why you don't have any friends, or you don't understand how life works. Because you think people who like each other are automatically having sex, you moron.
You're being
No, I don't think Gus is having sex with you.
I know I'm being trolled, heretic, for goodness sakes.
I'm not trolling, the way you described you.
Yes, you're trolling, you're done.
If we didn't give Iron his trolling hour, he'd go and slit his wrist. He's got nothing else to do.
You made it
You're
sound.
done now. You're done
You
now.
made it sound as if Gus.
Oh, finished.
Or you had a crush on.
Oh, done. Done now.
I want to know how many times he's read the White Nationalist Dictionary.
Is there
And the
one?
messages that Gus was reading last night had a very emotional charge
Oh,
to it.
shut up. You know, it
No,
might not
it's
have.
not.
It might not have occurred to you, but friends actually have emotions. Human beings have emotions. I'm starting to. I'm starting to realize why your wife walked away.
There's an obvious
That was a bit of a low blow.
I worked out that straight away. Why his wife went away. You've only got to look at him. You've only got to look at him to understand.
I could just imagine the very first time his wife got upset with him and he told her that she was being an irrational woman. I could just imagine. Full of emotions.
Hang on a sec, Gus. I'm a bit worried about something. Can someone tell me why this is not displayed on, or could someone, this is not displayed on the Debate Coliseum page. Do you know why?
Well, it was.
This hangout, is it?
It's there. It's there.
So why can't I see it then?
I can't either.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's not the case anymore.
Who's survival of the fittest?
Maybe you don't
don't
see
know.
it if you've got mods. Maybe that's what it is.
Let's see. I'll refresh it.
Can someone put a link in the link to this hangout? A watch link to this hangout.
I can still see it. It's still on the front page for me.
Yeah, like I said, can someone put a watch link into this hangout in the side chat? I'm bloody determined to give Rizla mods.
There you go.
Thank you, honey. Cheers.
Yeah, this hangout is on the main page still.
No, I'm not seeing it, which is why I'm asking.
Actually, we have more viewers right now than the open discussion does, which doesn't surprise me.
Because I should not iron the ultimate.
That's right. Your magnificent hair is a lady magnet.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on a sec, guys. I'm just trying to shut that. That's it. Right. Everybody, carry on. Right, I'm fine now.
And a broadcast survival.
All right, let's have a look. Where's Riz? Where's Riz gone? Is he there? Is Riz there?
I don't know where Riz is.
No, he left to hang. He probably in the live chat knowing him.
No, he's in the live chat, though, right?
Probably so. I'm not looking at the live chat right now.
Not only am I.
I'm sure he's there though.
Not only can I add moderators, I can remove them as well. Why is that not letting me add him? That's a bit weird.
Not letting you add who?
There might be a limit on the number of current moderators at any given time.
Not letting you add who, though?
It could be maxed out.
Perhaps the program he's got that stops other mods from doing anything to him is also affecting him being able to be made a mod.
Yeah.
You may have cut your own throat, Rizzler.
You can't spam. Yeah.
I mean, that might not be the case, but...
Does he have one of those?
You may. Yes.
Wow.
I just added him.
Oh, right, okay. I'm having fun removing people now.
Yeah, I noticed. And he has got a spanner.
Yeah, there he is. He's there.
Yeah.
Well done.
I just took the link from his profile.
You happy now, Riz?
I hope so.
I'm
Fuck, you
not.
fussed over him for long enough.
Oh, shut up. He's my boyfriend. I'm having sex with him. What are you talking about?
Oh, here I am in the friend zone. Here I am in the friend zone. I'm so upset now.
Gus, you do seem like somebody who is in the friend zone, just so you know.
Iron, you know, if you weren't so fucking autistic when it came to judging other human beings, I might actually put some weight in what you were saying. But you know that good friends can be every bit as emotional about each other, and you know, every bit as we can even mimic individuals who may be dating even though we're not. You know that, right? Like, you have seen the odd human being outside your own bond pair, right?
I am generally aware, but the fact that
He's generally
she
aware.
reacted so negatively to the competition of Nevin for your interest, like as a subtext, seemed to indicate that there was some kind of problem.
What that was about. That was not what that was about at all.
That seemed to be what it was about, the way she was describing it last night.
Well, yeah, but seemed to be had nothing to do with it.
Would you like me to explain, or would you like to just assume what you think is going on because you're so naive and probably haven't been in very many relationships? Probably the only one is with your wife.
I don't have a wife, but you guys need to stop.
Yeah, you do have a wife. You do have a wife. She's your ex-wife, and she's the mother of your children.
An ex-wife isn't the same thing as a wife.
Okay, that's not. You probably only ever had a relationship with your ex-wife. Is that better, Mr. Pedant?
It's better, but not correct. No.
Anyway. Gus and I
in any case, yes, explain, please.
When I first met Gus, I was in a relationship with another man, and I have subsequently pretty much been in relationships with other men all the time I've known Gus. But that's not the point. The point is that Gus and I have never had any sexual relationship in any way, shape, or form. Now, would you like to shut the fuck up?
Why is that? There's just no interest?
What goes on between me and Gus is of no business of yours whatsoever. I know you're a lonely little boy that wants to know all about everyone's sex lives, but you're not gonna find out about my friendships, my sex life, or my masturbation technique. Okay? Keep your nose out.
Well, you can simply say that it's not my business. That's fine.
I just did.
All right, you don't have to be emotional or overreact or anything like that.
No. Why do you think I'm emotional?
Well, you just went on a little brief tirade.
No, I explained to you what you wanted me to, and now you're complaining that I'm too emotional because I did exactly what you wanted me to. What's the matter with you?
Maybe you're just
You
more
literally,
long-winded than I expect from people.
you literally have to make up stuff every other set to make yourself feel better.
Have you got some sort of form of autism, or?
I think he has, definitely.
I don't know. I've never been tested for that kind of thing.
Well, it might not be autism, maybe just autistic in terms of maybe just a social disorder. So I've felt as though I might have some sort of social disorder sometimes.
In any case, I don't think that my assumptions regarding your guys' relationship were really that far off or unwarranted.
That's because
I think a
you're
lot
a
of people would
fucking
come to the same
idiot.
conclusion.
That's because you're a fucking naive, inexperienced idiot.
And the subject of the conversation isn't particularly interesting either.
Well, speak for yourself, love.
If you're talking about people's relationships, that's not exactly enhancing the whole environment. I don't really understand why you would even bring it up. Why people are bringing up race in order to just get a rise out of people. I really do get the feeling that you're trying to be a professional troll, Ian, and you've developed some kind of persona and now you can't get out of it.
What do you mean by that? I don't really understand what that means.
You have developed yourself a persona on the internet which isn't actually what you're like in real life. Is how I perceive things, and you are now too scared to get out of it because you're too proud to actually say. You have developed it so much that you cannot get away from it on the internet.
Well, no, I think the internet has given me the freedom to develop myself more fully, and now I'm emerging more.
Is this what you call developed?
Emerging into the real world with the same philosophy more obviously.
That was exactly the comment I was going to make, Annabelle. If you call that developed rather than regressed, I think there's a major issue for you there.
You even said when somebody Ian, I'm talking. You even said earlier on today when somebody mentioned that Jacob was a 50s throwback, although you were a 50s throwback. And you went because I said you want all the white people in their nice little picket fence houses, living in a nice little village, and all the black people all the way over on the other side of town in ghettos. And you went. You actually said the good old days. Those were the 3 words you used. That's how mad and sick you are in the head.
That was a joke, obviously.
Well, no. The thing is, how do we tell what's a joke and what's not? Because this is the sort of thing you come out with all of the time.
Well, you'd have to have a sense of humor to determine what's a joke.
You haven't got a sense of humor. That's the problem. You're not funny at all.
And that's not a humorous statement to make either. In respect of that, but it's not. I mean, that's the point. What's really interesting about these sort of hangouts where you meet so many other people is it really does start to break down those barriers and those bigoted views that we all start off with, and I don't deny it. And then you realise actually people are much more complex than that, and that guy over there is a complete tosser. But he's not the type of person that I was originally completely against. He is a person that's actually just like me, but actually I don't like him. You develop a different sense on discussing things with other people. You develop an understanding that actually your previous ridiculous, stupid ways of looking at people just based on their race or religion or colour or creed or sexuality is a load of bollocks, because in these environments you get to know people and you realise, oh, right, maybe I was fucking wrong. But you're not doing that, which is why I think you're a complete fucking troll.
I don't know. Like, I already have relationships with people who aren't white. I don't know what you mean by that. Like, I've been through the process of getting to know other people. I live in a very multicultural society in a very multicultural part of the world. I don't know what you're talking about.
So you're just full of hate for no reason.
No, I don't
whatsoever.
hate anybody.
I don't know if it's hate, Heretic. I think it's just a fear of everybody.
Fear, yeah, maybe.
I don't fear other people. I would just like to have a place where I could be myself and people like me can be ourselves and we can
Well,
get
you
along
can. You
together.
can open. You can. You
People like
can.
you mean white people.
I can't imagine there's
white
many
people
of you.
are-
I can't imagine many of your friends are like you because most people are normal, and they like to go out and meet other people and learn about different cultures and travel. Most people of your age are out doing that right now, not sitting on the internet talking to a bunch of middle-aged people about how much they don't really like black people and how they prefer to be in a white group. So my suggestion is you go and get a nice, hire a church venue or just a venue, go bowling together and keep away from all of the people that scare you so much.
I have spent a lot of time with extroverts and I get along with them well enough, but they're not the types of people that have the same interests that I have. I'm an introvert. I like to hang out with introverted people. Lots of them hang out on the internet, on Google Hangouts. That's
I know, we know
how the
that.
world is.
We know that, and
Right,
that's
I don't
fine.
see what the problem with
That's
that is.
fine. No, I didn't say there was a problem with it, but don't try and push your introvertness and your dislike for other people onto everyone else.
I've never done that.
Well, that's what you do all day on here.
No, I advocate for us going our own way to our own community.
That's the same thing as, you know, there's not very few people in here think like you. So why do you come in here then?
Well, there's I like to know my enemies' strategies.
Enemies?
I like to know
Well,
their
enemies?
positions. I like to
There you
know
go. You just
their
said
methods, that kind of
you
thing.
just said that you weren't scared of us, and you just called us enemies.
Well, liberals are your opponents in a sort of.
Oh, so it's not.
way of thinking.
So it's not extroverts. It's liberals that you hate.
I don't hate liberals.
But you just called us your enemy.
Some liberals are my enemy, yes.
And why are they your enemy?
There are people of the liberal persuasion that would like to undermine the role of white people, or even just white people existing. They talk
How
about
are they
it all the time.
how are they undermining the role of white people?
There's lots of people all over the internet. There's preaching for how white
Let's
people.
take the internet out.
You're just being a fucking troll. That's all. That's all that's happening here. You're just
I know,
trolling. I mean, I can hear the smile on his face as he's
Yes,
thinking.
I know. He's
Oh,
got
I'm
a
winding
serious
all
voice
these
and everything,
people
I know.
up.
But
It's
you
just,
do that.
No,
But you
I'm
let
not
Heretic.
trolling. Here, I can give you an example that's actually
Heretic.
easy.
Oh, for goodness sakes, the pair of you. Heretic, you allow Matt Bell in your room, don't you? Why do you do that knowing what you're going to get?
well, the first time ever he was in my room yesterday for a specific hangout, which was to do with the way that people react with each other and talk to each other, which prevents actually the great debate from going on. And he gave a brilliant example of why. He completely showed why it's all fucked up. And that was the reason why he was in my room. And that's the only time he's ever been in my room.
Okay, but you understand that we don't all want the Matt Bells in our rooms. We don't all want philosophical discussions, and that there are times when I get a kick out of letting Iron go off because everybody else thinks it's hilarious.
Are you guys familiar with the show The Young Turks, TYT?
No, I've never heard of him.
So you're familiar with Cenk Uygur then, right?
Yes.
Right, so Cenk Uygur, he had a debate of sorts, I wouldn't really call it that, with Ann Coulter. And at one point he made an appeal to the audience about how white people would soon be a minority in the United States of America, and the crowd cheered for that because most of them were of the leftist persuasion. And so I think an instance like that where you have people like...
Hey, you don't think there's any people that enjoy multiculturalism on the right side?
There are some people that do.
Because, you know, a huge chunk of people from different cultures and religions and countries are in fact on your side, on the right side. Not on your side specifically, but they vote Republican or they vote for right-wing politics.
Yeah, there are definitely conservatives in every race and culture and that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So, what's the problem?
Well, I'm just using that as an example of...
So you've watched one show with about 100 people in the audience, and that you take another sweeping brush and say, oh, all liberals are happy to see the end of the white race.
No, I'm just saying that it's a common liberal sentiment. That's all.
No, you haven't given it as a. No, it's not a common liberal sentiment. I don't think liberals even consider it. They just want to get along with everybody. They don't really care about how long the white race lasts for. It's not a big deal for them. They don't spend days and days on the internet talking about it like you do.
No, but they're doing it whether they recognize it or not. So when they're trying to tear down the borders of nationalism and they're trying to tear down the ability for races to discriminate, what they're doing is they're advocating anti-whiteness whether or not they're aware of it. They're just useful idiots for interests that want to see white people effectively destroyed or reduced in power.
Bless you. Oh, you're so funny. So sweet. I'd like to put you in a cage so that I can bring all my friends, put you in the cage and put you on a table in a pub and let you go off on one and let all my friends watch you.
Well, I mean, the last time a funny little man went off in a pub like that, the results ended up being quite amazing, so I guess I wouldn't actually be against that.
Yeah, another story you're just going to make up, eh?
Yes, I'm making up that story and that historical figure.
Yeah, sure. Well, you make up most things, come on.
I don't think that's true.
Well, you would say that, wouldn't you? Is that it then? You finished trolling?
I'm not trolling, sorry.
Well, you
we
finished...
don't have to talk about this, so we can talk about whatever you guys want. I'm just going with the flow of the conversation.
Well, no, you seem to be fascinated by my sex life a minute ago.
Well, you do talk about your sex life fairly
No,
openly.
I don't. I get asked about it a lot, and I answer the questions. Big difference. In fact, you seem
if it makes you uncomfortable, then I won't
you seem to know more about my sex life than I do half the time. It's amazing.
Well, all I know about your sex life is that you have a boyfriend that you say is, like, I guess, really good in bed or something. You think is really good looking,
well, most
and
people,
your sex life has something to do with Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Iron. Most people in relationships tend to go to bed with people that they fancy or they want to have sex with. It's not uncommon, you know.
No, I know that. I'm just saying that's what I know about your sex life. I'm not particularly interested in it.
But then you're always bringing it up, or bringing up my love life. Why are you so fascinated with me?
It has nothing to do with you specifically. If you were replaced by anybody else in the same situation, I would think the same thing.
If I was what?
Like if we replaced you with Ermine and Ermine was treating Gus the same way, I would come to the same conclusion.
Actually, Ermine and Gus are even closer, if you must know. So you're going to give Ermine the 20 questions as well?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll take 20 questions, but I only got 15 minutes and then I have to go to work.
I think Ermine, you're married, aren't you? Or engaged or something?
No, I'm dating a great person. Great guy.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Thanks. But what were you going to ask?
No, I was just saying, if you had been in the hangout last night saying the same things that Annabelle was saying, I would come to the conclusion that you had put Gus in the friend zone and that there were some sort of romantic tensions that were unresolved on his end.
Whoa, what on earth did you say, Annabelle?
Say that again?
What on earth did Annabelle say that would lead you to believe that she's putting Gus in the friend zone and there's just some tensions?
Oh, nothing. He's just making it up as he goes along as usual.
No, you can go back and watch it from last night. You were harassing Gus for not blocking or intervening when Nevin was in the hangouts. And you're getting catty about Nevin's perspective and how Gus wasn't white knighting, I guess, to defend Ermine and other people.
Well, this is obviously this is the trolls version of the story, which we all know is complete bollocks. But anyway, carry on.
Right. So I think this is the honest version of the story.
Yeah,
so
well,
you got
mad. In your vocabulary, I don't think you even know what that word means. But go ahead.
All right. My understanding is that you got jealous of Nevin being in the room and Gus not doing anything to stop her. So you got mad at Gus for not white knighting for you. And then Gus got mad at you back, but then you put him back in his friend zone, in his zone where he's supposed to be.
Right,
and now he's a good little doggy, and now he goes around meeting people.
Yeah, we've heard enough now, thank you. I mean, could I ask you, what do you think I'm jealous of Nevin?
No, I don't think you're jealous of Nevin. I think I can't stand Nevin more than you can't.
So do you think Ermine's jealous of Nevin?
I think both of you are a little bit jealous of her, yeah.
Could you tell us why?
It's just I always see you guys talking about her, especially about her looks, and it seems to me to be like a jealousy thing.
No, we don't. I told you this already. That's another lie. So I think we should have a lie counter for you. But every time you lie, you should get timed out for 2 minutes, because I've made it really clear. I couldn't give a toss what Nevin looks like. I think she's trashy, absolutely. I mean, you've only got to look at her to know that she's trashy. However, it's not about her looks. It's about her attitude and about how she puts women down at every opportunity. It's got nothing to do with looks. I'm not jealous of her.
How do you determine that she's trashy by looking at her if it's not to do with looks?
Iron, I've never seen what she looks like, so I can't even make that statement, but I know I've never commented on her looks.
I've never heard a mean comment on her looks.
Yeah.
Oh, I have, yeah. I definitely have, yeah.
Well, all right, so
there you
go ahead and ask.
So but as I've just explained, it's got nothing to do with her physical looks or anything like that. It's to do with the fact that of what she does for a job, and the fact that it's, you know, a lot of what you see in the photoshopped picture doesn't look anything like the person without the makeup. That's all I've commented on.
That's what jealous women always say about other women.
No. Why? Look, I'm a really good-looking, got a great body. So that's the two things that shouldn't really matter, but apparently they do to you. I've got a great life that I've worked damn hard for without having to lay on my back or get a dildo out and wave it around on camera. I've also got a brain that's got me, my own home. I've travelled the world. I've done amazing things with my life. I've met amazing, incredible people. And I've got not one thing about that woman to be jealous of. Not a thing.
Listen, I'm just saying how I see it. I've seen this a million times before.
What you're doing is trolling, and what you're trying to do is get me upset because you think that I'm jealous of, or you want to try.
No, I'm not trolling you. Honestly, I'm not trolling you. I've seen this a million times. I've seen it with guys too. I've seen it lots of times with guys.
Let's turn this around. If you were an intelligent man, like most of the men in here already, you would understand that a woman like me would never be jealous of a woman like Nevin. Shall we poll the men in the room, shall we? Maybe you can have a little education. Let me have a look. Let me get to the... Let's poll the men in the room. Do any of the men in the room think that I'm jealous of Nevin? No?
Very.
Yeah, all right, heretic. You've just been moaning about him trolling.
I didn't say I couldn't.
Okay. So clearly it's you're the only one in the room that actually thinks that I'm trolling, that I'm jealous. And maybe you should have a little think about that, eh?
Was that a Freudian slip?
Why, what did I say?
That somebody in here is the only person that thinks you're trolling.
Did I say trolling? Yeah, the only person in the room that thinks I'm jealous of Nevin is you. So I think it's about time that you stop making a fool of yourself, darling.
Well, I mean, you can say that I'm wrong. I'm just saying that's my opinion. That's how I see it. That's all.
Okay, and I will respect your opinion if that's how you see it. Maybe I should engage with her differently so it's not perceived that way, because I definitely don't want the world thinking...
Oh, hey,
hold on. This is for a second, Annabelle. I definitely don't want the world thinking I'm jealous of someone who I'm disgusted by. Her views are disgusting to me. They're a lot of times not rational, a lot of times very frustrating, and even though sometimes I know I've called her dumb and probably worse than that before in the past, not probably, I have, so I'll be conscientious of that, again, because I don't want that perception, and just try and deal with her so-called arguments.
Right, see, that's fair. I think you or somebody, like if I was going to try and make the case that you're jealous of her, it would be more difficult, but that's because you disagree with her usually on the substantive issues, whereas Annabelle will be like mentioning constantly how Nevin makes the boys giggle and stuff like that, and that has nothing to do with substantive issues. That seems more like a catty, jealous kind of thing.
Back up, kiddo, back up. I don't constantly mention Nevin. What happens is you guys constantly mention that I've got a problem with Nevin. So I instead of ignoring you twats like most people do, I end up responding to you. And what I tell you is why I don't like Nevin. So this constantly bullshit. I do find it hilarious when Nevin's in the room and all the little boys are all going, oh, Nevin, hee hee, and she's going, hee hee. I think it's pathetic.
Yeah, see, that seems like a thing a jealous woman
Jealous of what? A bunch of weirdos. A bunch of weirdos with no life with their noses up Nevin's arse. What am I jealous of exactly?
You're jealous that she's taking the attention away from you. You want people to act that way towards you instead of her.
Attention of who? Attention of who?
Anybody, any of the males here.
No, but this is it. Anybody, right? You're talking about some of the weirdest freaks that I've ever met in my life. Why would I want their attention on me instead of her?
I don't know, Annabelle. I don't know why you want people's
Exactly,
attention.
you don't know. Because you know why? There is no answer, because I'm not jealous, you moron. I wonder how many times you've paid for one of her videos, though, eh?
I haven't seen any of her videos.
No, of course not.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think she's very physically attractive, but I haven't seen her videos, so I can't say anything about that.
Of course you haven't.
I imagine she's the type of person who has two categories for men, people who pay for her videos and people who don't. And if I had it my way, I would definitely want to be in the category of people who don't.
I doubt you ever will be.
Then again, I think that's just a general good perspective to have on women. You shouldn't be... If you're playing into a woman's game, then you're losing.
Listen to you trying to talk about women. It's hilarious.
I have some experience with women.
Yeah, sure you do.
So how have you been, Fabio?
What?
How have you been, darling?
Not too bad. I think the summer depression is kicking in, but yeah, so far so good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you say the summer depression?
Yeah.
You get depressed in the summer.
Me.
What? I mean, you're not being Fabio. You're being genuine, right?
Sorry, say what?
Are you being genuine, or are you just messing around?
No, I'm being genuine. Why should I?
All right. No, it's usually the other way around, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, my only experience is with summer depression, so I don't know.
I've never even heard of that before.
You should come and live in the UK, Fabs, and then you won't have to.
Soon get rid of that, because you'd be too busy having most of the time spent having sad.
Jesus, I mean, that would be terrible. I mean, being happy the whole year all around, that's going to be boring. Jesus, I mean, sometimes...
No, it would be the other way round. You'd be unhappy all the year round.
Yeah, just come to Scotland and you won't ever see summer.
Jeez,
So.
I don't want to kill myself. Come on. I mean, I'm looking for a cure, not euthanasia. So, yeah.
Like you even know what summer is, Simon. That's it. My partner's been in Scotland and got sunburnt before now.
Yeah, we used to go up in May and September before the midges hit. And it was always lovely. Not always, but most of the time. Most of my memories, of course, are of fantastic holidays in Scotland.
It was really good a couple of weeks ago, but then it stopped.
I didn't want you to get too used to it.
Mhm. Once you get a certain amount of melanin in your skin, you need to hand in your Scottish card.
Simon,
that's
is your whole
true.
family Scottish?
No, I'm a quarter Irish.
And do you guys have like any special traditions or anything like that?
Is any special powers for a minute?
Yeah.
A few special.
I don't know what. Sorry.
We follow. Well, excuse myself. I'll follow some like traditions in terms of like I'll wear a kilt to weddings and things like that. And
Goes on an orange march. No, I'm joking.
no,
Sorry,
I actually have been
I'm
involved
sorry,
in
Simon.
walk before, but that was kind of against my will.
I'm sorry, that was a bit.
And you are a firefighter, right? So like when you guys do your ceremonies for that, do the firefighters have kilts that they wear, or is that not part of that?
No, I don't wear kilts.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you guys. Apologise. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying myself.
It's weird. I grew up in a half Protestant, half Catholic home. So at one stage at my
home, sorry.
a lot of my dad's family were very into the old Orange Walk and things like that. And on the other side of the family, they were singing rebel songs from Ireland.
Wow.
It's not a sectarian area, though, is it? That can be a bit hairy.
Is that a bit of shebeen, Simon? A bit of shebeen.
Shebeen, yeah. Which was even stranger though, because I went to a Catholic school, and my best friend was a Protestant whose family was even worse in terms of being a really, really aggressive Protestant, where they would attend all the orange walks and things like that, and enjoy a bit of football hooliganism after Celtic Rangers games.
Shebeen's the exact opposite antagonists. They're the pro-IRA lot with all of their songs. Some of them are really, really interesting.
Been to Scotland for ages. My partner goes there fairly regularly for the mountaineering.
And so you guys, you haven't had separatist sentiments in a long time, or I'm not sure what the history is for Scotland versus Ireland in regards to the UK thing.
What was that?
I was just wondering, like, when was the last time you guys had separatist sentiments?
The last time, well, we recently had a Scottish referendum to see if we should leave the UK or not. And in my city, there was a predominant yes vote. We only got out of it by a small margin, so we were almost out of the UK very recently.
Oh wow, really? That's really interesting. Is that the one that was mainly along the Catholic division?
No. You're confusing.
We're talking about.
No, I'm not talking about the one from like the 1800s, whatever. But wasn't there recently like a big push by the Catholic interests for the vote or something?
There has been no religious motivated.
Jesus, honestly. And you reckon? And you tell me that you're well read.
Yeah.
Well, I already said I don't know much about Scotland's politics.
But you tell me all the time that you know what's going on in the UK. You tell me that it's being overrun by Muslims.
Well, everybody knows the UK is being overrun by Muslims.
Everybody in your house,
Scottish Muslims.
Everybody in your house, which would be you.
If you think it's been overrun by Muslims, you've not seen our Eastern European population figures.
Yeah.
You've got a problem with Eastern Europeans?
Yeah, I think if they're being destructive to the local community, then yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah. But
What
they're white.
you mean they work too hard and they make the rest of us look like lazy bunch of bastards?
They do, don't they?
That can be a problem if they're cutting corners or not adhering to
I was
regulations.
explaining this earlier that down here they are
They're not.
incredibly hardworking and assimilate brilliantly into the community. You see the odd Polish shop around that, but that's not, that doesn't affect anybody.
If you want something done in the UK now and you want it at a good price, hire some people from Eastern Europe, because they'll do a bloody good job a lot cheaper.
In fact, you want them to turn up on time as well and get on with it.
Yeah, and put it.
We have a similar thing here with the South Asians. Will do the job significantly cheaper, but they have they cut corners, they don't follow regulations, they do a variety of other things. So it is a bit of a problem here. I imagine it's kind of similar there.
Well, you've got the same problem with British builders here in the UK. British, ones that are some right cowboys. But the referendum that was had recently in Scotland was whether Scotland was to remain part of the UK or not, or whether it was to be an independent country from the rest of the UK.
And our next referendum is in 2 days' time, as to whether we stay in the EU or not. And frankly, a lot of people from Scotland chose to remain part of the UK because they wanted to remain in the EU. Now, we're totally screwing them over if England chooses that the UK leaves while the whole of Scotland chooses to remain. The UK will leave. And
that's probably for the best.
And Scotland will then have another independent referendum, and they will get a massive landslide victory for independence from the UK. And that's
I thought there was a key issue, like their abortion policy or something. Like, I just have this vague memory of the referendum.
Well, you're thinking of Ireland.
Honestly,
that's Ireland. There's a big issue with Ireland.
Do you just make it up as you go along, Ireland?
No, I had a vague memory that there was something going on, but yeah, I'm probably mixing up Scotland and Ireland, sorry.
But there wasn't a referendum about abortion.
No, but it was a major wedge issue that was playing into the politics.
Religion is
discussion. It's a discussion that's gone on, that's all. It hasn't been a major political discussion. The church is losing its powers in Northern Ireland because it's not as popular as it used to be, due to a lot to do with the child abuse scandals, but also because it's had far too much power.
There was a referendum in Ireland recently as to whether metal coat hangers should be allowed to be sold.
Jesus Christ.
Heresy.
Jesus Christ.
Gosh.
Bloody hell. I mean, it's a good thing I wasn't drinking while you said that.
You just spat it all over your computer.
Yeah.
I'll have to make sure I'm watching you next time I
Yeah, good point.
I'm not sure Ian got it, though.
Oh, I did. I got it. So you guys are, I think Annabelle said she's on the fence, but what about you other guys? Are you for leaving
No, I didn't.
EU or not?
I didn't say I was on the fence, because you never listen to anything I say.
Well, you said you were on the fence leaning towards stay, right?
No, I didn't say that at all. I said I was on the fence until such and such, and then I had another conversation about it and said I was going to vote to stay in.
Right. What about you other guys? Simon, did you say you're voting to exit?
The issue here is that because there is so many media sources, I think Annabelle mentioned, it is quite difficult to weigh through a lot of the propaganda and bullshit, because everything is sort of strong for one side or the other, that they disregard a lot of key points. So it's hard to do your research sometimes. But in terms of affecting just the city that I stay in, I said we've got a huge immigration problem at the moment, especially from Eastern European and other countries, all pretty much open border at the moment, and it's really affecting a lot of my friends, family, relatives in order to find work and stuff. And these are people that have come out of university and are really intelligent people. Also, guess I've seen figures that a lot of these people, like up as much as 85%, don't pay tax on their wages that come into this country. So I believe that leaving could be a better option, because I've not seen any figures that staying in will. No, I've not seen any figures that leaving will affect us too much in terms of a financial sense. I think it will affect us originally in terms of renegotiating trade deals, and it will make us lose in terms of aspects we've already funded in the EU, such as like the Large Hadron Collider and things like that. And a lot of people call them small perks. There's a lot of large perks to being in the EU, but I don't know if that outweighs what we can do in terms of on our own Britain. Because you need to understand, I think about 60% of the laws that
for fuck's sake, sorry.
Sorry, about 60% of the laws that we adhere to in the UK are made by the European Union. And that's completely outside Britain. I guarantee most people in Britain don't know who their EMP is, which is quite scary.
MEP.
Yeah, MEP. Sorry. Yeah, so it's yeah. The way I've heard it, and it's just been phrased, and I can't really beat this string. If you're happy with the way the UK is at the moment, vote to stay within the European Union, because there is a level of uncertainty, and if you're not willing to take that level of uncertainty, vote to stay in. If you're not happy with the way it is at the moment, vote to leave.
I just want to.
Oh, have we lost her?
Oh dear.
She'll be back.
Yeah, Simon, can I just ask which city are you in? Are you in one of the two biggest?
Yeah, I'm in Glasgow.
Right, okay. Interesting.
I wouldn't be too sure that immigration will. I wouldn't be too sure that it'll make much effect on immigration if we do come out, to be honest.
There's going to be a lot of
one
very
of the
short-term upheaval. There will be a lot of very short-term upheaval, and if you think that our civil servants can work all this out, I think you're putting a lot of confidence in a bunch of people who are not particularly that well endowed in terms of creativity and ideas.
Well, that's the problem as well, though, that immigration is an EU issue, and if you think, on the other hand, that our MPs just going to just be able to convince every country in order to alter their policy so that it fits the boot of the UK, I think that's a lot more far-fetched than being able to deal within.
So effectively, what you're saying, I think, is pretty much my own point of view. You can try and find whatever information that you like, but you cannot trust it. You have no idea what it really says. You certainly can't make head or tail as to whether one person's claim is more likely than anybody else's, and therefore the whole decision is an emotional decision. It's an emotional decision based on what you're looking at the moment rather than looking at the bigger picture. And I think that's going to be the same for all of us. And my emotional decision, I've looked at all of this, my emotional decision is to remain. I do not know any... If I was able to invest £10 every year and guarantee I was getting £100 back every year, I mean, that is an interest rate that nothing else delivers, and that's what we get from the EU into our economy,
I mean, yeah,
onto our GDP, and that's it's just crazy to throw that away, as far as I'm concerned. But I understand people want to be nationalists and they want to have their total control. My way of looking at it is, I actually want somebody else who's a bit more independent to be looking at things and preventing these bunch of egotistical, maniacal bastards who push themselves forward for being politicians who are running our country. I want them to be prevented from doing all of the shit that they will be able to do, because frankly they scare the hell out of me.
Well, I mean, you hear a lot about these European